there's a thing called a backlog that lots of people have. Usually when it comes to like TV shows or movies or books or manga, comics. Mine happens to be video games is my biggest backlog, and one that I wanted to talk about today. Because it seems like every year more and more games get released. And my backlog just continues to grow and grow and grow. And I feel like this last year in 2023, I played a ton of new games. I still played a lot of games from my backlog, but I feel like I played a lot of new games. So in 2024, I want to focus specifically on my backlog. That doesn't mean I'm not going to play new games that get released, but I want to focus on my backlog. So that's kind of what this video is me talking about my backlog, games that I want to play this year in 2024. And then at the end of the year, we'll come back to my list and see if I was able to beat a lot of the games on the backlog, which I've kind of cheated because I've already started, even though at the filming of this video, it's December 26th. Merry Christmas, by the way. So yeah, I've kind of cheated. I've already started, but I don't expect to get through all of these games, but you never know, because I'm going to be doing lots of videos on a lot of these games. So the first one is called Sonic P-06. This one actually is going to be one of the first ones that I do play on this list, because I am going to be doing a video on this one. What Sonic P-06 is a kind of like a remake of Sonic 06, which, if you don't know, it's infamously bad. Just a broken game. So a fan, his name's Chaos X, made this, and it's supposed to be really good, if not one of the greatest Sonic games ever made. So I want to play that. I'm going to do a video on that as well, because the last Sonic video I made was a year ago, and it was Sonic 06, and I was so burnt out of Sonic games that I hadn't played a Sonic game since then. So yeah, I'll probably play that one first in the beginning of the year. So anyway, next we have GTA 5. I have played a little bit of GTA. I've probably put maybe 5 or 6 hours into it, and I've never touched the story, save for the little intro at the snow level cabin thing that you have to do to play the game. Other than that, my GTA career has just consisted of me dicking around with my friends, doing online stuff. That's it. So one of my cousins, Zay, you probably know him from the channel, he has tried for years to get me to play through GTA 5. I mean, any of the GTA games specifically, but GTA 5, since it's the newest one, he's always wanted me to play. So I'm going to do that one. I'm going to probably do a video on it as well. Yeah, play GTA 5. Next, we have Hollow Knight. That's a game that I've always wanted to play. It's always been on my backlog since, probably since it first came out, when I first was introduced to indie games on the Xbox 360. So I don't know when the release date of this was. But I do want to play Hollow Knight. It's a kind of a Souls-like Metroidvania, from what I gather. Right up my alley. Next, we have Psychonauts 2. In 2023, I played through Psychonauts, the first one, which has been on my backlog for a while. I believe that game was released in like 2005 or 2006. It was kind of like mid to end of the Xbox's lifespan, from what I can remember. I could be completely wrong, but yeah, that game released then, and Psychonauts 2, I believe, came out 2 years ago. 1 or 2 years ago, so it's very fresh. A lot of people have said the Psychonauts 2 is probably one of the best platformers ever made. A lot of YouTubers I watch that really like this game, so yeah, I want to play that one this year as well. Next, we have Dead Space Remake. I love survival horror games. I've played through almost all the Resident Evil games, except for a lot of the weird side spin-offs. I don't know if I'll ever play those, but anyway, Dead Space, I remember in high school, when I went over to my grandma's house, and it was either Thane or my uncle was playing through Dead Space, the original on the 360, and I'm like, wow, this looks super scary. I want to play it. Never did, so this would be my first experience with Dead Space, which I'm super stoked for because like I said, I like horror games, and this one's a horror game in space. So next we have Celeste, which I'm actually playing currently, and I'm really enjoying it. This is it's a platformer like no other platformer I've played up to this point. I haven't really played Super Meat Boy. That one's also on the backlog, but I've only ever heard good things about Celeste. People love the soundtrack, they love the story, they love the gameplay, the platforming. Everything about it is just a bop. So, yeah, Celeste, finally getting to it. And like I said, I'm like 3 missions in. I really enjoy it. Then we have BioShock 2. Me and the guys on the RadKatz streamed BioShock 1 probably 2 or 3 years ago at this point, which is crazy that it's been that long. But it was really clunky, and I felt like it was very aged, but also has one of the greatest twists in video games ever. So I want to play through the BioShock series. At first, I thought I was going to do videos on BioShock, but I don't really want to. I don't know if I will. Maybe someday, I guess, but like I just don't have any reason to right now. So I do want to play through them, though. Like, I want to do BioShock 2 and then play BioShock Infinite as well. Yeah, it's on the backlog. Then we have Mario Bros. Wonder. That came out in 2023. I love Mario games. I'm not sure why I didn't buy that one day one and play it. A lot of my friends did. Yeah, on the backlog. I'll get to it. Then we have Oblivion. This is, my brother-in-law wants me to play through Oblivion. I love Skyrim, and he's like, dude, like, Oblivion's cool too. You should play through it. It's really funny and janky, and it's great. So I think I'm going to play Oblivion, and I'm going to force him to play Resident Evil 4 Remake. So that's cool. We have Mario RPG, which I'm going to play the new one, which came out last year as well in 2023. So I'm not a big fan of turn-based RPGs. I'm really not. But I like Mario. I'm going to give this one a go. I have played some turn-based RPGs that I do enjoy. Hopefully this is one of them. Next we have Mario Galaxy, which this is a game I have beat before, back when it first released on the Wii. Man, I have so much nostalgia for this game. I have the Super Mario 3D All-Stars, which I did a video on Mario 64. I did a video on Mario Sunshine, and now I want to do a video on Mario Galaxy. But it's going to be a rewind episode, so that will be fun. Then we have Dark Souls 3. I beat Dark Souls 3 once back in 2017 or 20. I think I started in 2017, beat it in 2018. Man, that was a fun game. It was hard, but I'm also playing through all the Souls games and doing videos on those. So Dark Souls 3, I think, will be fun for me to go back to, especially with my 6 years past that, 7 years past that at this point of playing Souls games and getting better at them, in my humble opinion. Then we have Deltarune. This is from Toby Fox. I don't know if it takes place in the same world as Undertale. I love Undertale. I loved it to death. One of my favorite games. I've only played through Undertale once. It was about 6 or 7 hours, but my god, was it one of the best 6 or 7 hours in gaming I have ever played. So much fun. Love the soundtrack. So hopefully Deltarune I can recapture some of that magic that I had with Undertale, I think 3 or 4 years ago at this point. We have another Bethesda game, Fallout 3. My brother-in-law that wants me to play Oblivion also wants me to play a Fallout game. I know, shame on me. I've never played a Fallout game. He says to play Fallout 3 because that is, I don't want to say the worst, but it's a good place to start because he says that some of the subsequent releases of Fallout get better and better. And if I play Fallout New Vegas and then go back to 3, I may not enjoy it as much. So, I don't know. We'll see how true that is. Next, we have Sonic and the Secret Rings. Why? Because I'm doing videos on every single 3D Sonic game. Because my entire life, I've only heard how bad they are. And the only one I ever played was Sonic Adventure 2, which I have been doing videos on all of those. Sonic Adventure 1, parts of it were fun. Like Sonic's levels, and that was pretty much it. Sonic Adventure 2, I think, is awesome, and still, at this point, all of the 3D Sonic games I've played, Sonic Adventure 2 is still my favorite. Obviously, I'm at Secret Rings. so I'll be playing that. I heard it's awful, and I'm not looking forward to it. It's on the Wii. It's got motion, like a weird motion runner where you can only go forward and then tilt left or right. I don't know. It's stupid. Endless runner. Not looking forward to it. Next, we have Hades. I remember when Hades first came out, Cole told me about it. He's like, bro, this is a Sky game if I've ever seen one. And I haven't played it yet, but I want to this year, so I'm excited and looking forward to Hades. Then we have Donkey Kong 64, which is also going to be a Rewind episode. I have played this game so many times throughout my life. I had it on the N64, I still do, and I've played it over and over and over again, and I get stuck at the exact same part because I was never able to beat it as a kid. You have to beat the original. This is a 3D platformer collectathon, by the way, made by Rareware, if you didn't know. But at one point in the game, you have to beat the original Donkey Kong arcade game twice. I beat it once, and then that was so just gut-wrenchingly hard that I was never able to beat it a second time. Of all the different characters I've started and played through, it sucks that that is what you have to do. You have to beat that game in the game. And then there's also another Jetpack Trooper game. It's an old classic. I don't know much about it other than the only time I've played it was inside Donkey Kong 64. So you have to beat both of those twice, collect a coin, and then that opens up a door to get the final key to unlock the final lock of a big alligator man, who then helps you get into the final boss fight, from what I gather. Like I said, I've never beat it. I'm looking forward to beating it, and also not at the same time, because that is awful. Next is a Zelda game, a 3D Zelda game. The only 3D Zelda game that I've never beaten. It's Wind Waker. Why have I never beaten this? Well, I didn't have a GameCube growing up. I remember borrowing Thane's copy of Wind Waker twice. I've played through Wind Waker twice, and I got stuck on the Triforce Quest twice, and I gave up both times. Mind you, this was over a decade ago when I was playing this. I was probably 14 or 15. So this time I'm going to play the HD collection, or the HD remake, not remake, HD remaster, which I own. I'm going to play that. I'm looking forward to that. Probably going to do a video on that as well. Then we have Resident Evil 3. I've been playing through all of the Resident Evils. Not necessarily in order, but I'm also doing videos on those as well. So I just wrapped up, I played Resident Evil 2 last year, and then I'm going to play Resident Evil 3 this year, and I'm going to do a combined video on both of those, on Resident Evil 2 and 3, because I think they take place at the same time, and a lot of people were bitching about the remake, because they felt like it was just DLC to Resident Evil 2, but it was sold at a full price game, so that'll be interesting to take a look at in more detail. Sonic Unleashed is the next Sonic game after Sonic and the Secret Rings. That's Werewolf Sonic with stretchy arms. So I have that on the 360. I never looked in to see if that's the definitive version of the game. I'm not looking forward to that, but I'm going to play through it. We have Xenoblade 3 DLC. I played Xenoblade Chronicles 3 last year in 2023. Man, it's such a phenomenal game. What a great experience. So I'm going to play through the DLC this year. And the reason I write it as its own game is because it's like 15 to 20 hours. And that's like a full-length game, honestly. And the fact that you get that as a $30 DLC blows my mind. Xenoblade Chronicles is a series you should play if you haven't already. Then we have Starfield. I tried Starfield in 2023. My computer could not run it. Also, the tutorial was incredibly boring. So I don't know if I'm going to beat Starfield, but I do want to give it a good shot now that I have an Xbox Series X. So we'll see how that goes. Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I played Ori and the Blind Forest either last year or 2 years ago. I think it was last year in 2023. God, it was an incredible game. It's such a fun platformer, and it's kind of like the Metroidvania where you have one connected world that you gotta go in and out of, and it was dope. Really looking forward to the second one. I've heard it's better, so we'll see. Then we have Pikmin 3. I've never played any Pikmin game, so I start with number 3. I don't know. Number 4 is out too. I could play that. One of my friends for the longest time was like, dude, try Pikmin 3. I think you'd really like it because it's kind of a chill puzzle game. And I'm like, okay. Never did. But maybe I'll get it. I mean, I do want to buy it this year and play through it. So then we have Red Dead Redemption, the first one. Once again, this is another one of those Rockstar bangers that people are like, whoa, you never played it? I've played the Undead Nightmare DLC, which is like the fighting zombies. Never beat that, but I did play through that a lot with one of my cousins, and it was a ton of fun. So Red Dead, I already know the ending, spoiler, but I guess I'm not going to spoil you, but I was spoiled on it. But yeah, it'll be fun. I'm excited for that one. Alan Wake 2 released in 2023, so I'm going to go play the first one. A lot of people really, really liked the second one. They said it was awesome. I got to go find out what this is all about. So Alan Wake number 1 is on there. Dead Cells. I believe Dead Cells is a Castlevania adjacent or in the universe of Castlevania. It's a Metroidvania game. Or Castlevania game, I guess, and it looks really cool. A lot of people really like it. I'm going to give that one a go. Then we have Witcher 3, which may be the biggest game that I play on this list in 2024. I have friends that have put like 140 hours into it. Still haven't done everything, just beat a lot of the main quests. Plus, I think there's 2 or 3 DLCs, which I do want to consume all of it. My only experience with The Witcher is I watched the first 2 seasons of the Netflix show, and I really enjoyed it. I really did. I really enjoyed what I watched. I thought Henry Cavill did a great job, along with the 2 other main actresses. I thought they did a great job. The one that plays Ciri, and then the other one that plays the witch lady that's escaping my mind. And also the Bard, the guy that plays the Bard, he was awesome too. So I want to read the books eventually someday too, but I feel like I should start with the book. Excuse me, I should start with the game. Play through Witcher 3. I do want to do a video on that one. Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be a time sink for sure though. Then we have Limbo. What's interesting about Limbo and why I put it on the list of games I want to play this year is because Limbo was one of the first Xbox 360 arcade games. And actually, I don't even know if it came from the arcade. I think it was just the Xbox 360, me learning about indie developers making games back when I was like 12, when I first got my 360. And it looked really fun. I looked up trailers of it. I've never actually played Limbo. I think the art style is very unique. It's black and white, and you have to really pay attention to the colors as far as puzzling and platforming goes. It's a quick game. I think it's like 4 or 5 hours, maybe 6. I don't know, but I want to play that one and cross it off the backlog. And then the last 2 we have is The Walking Dead Season 2. I think I've beaten this one, Season 2, back in high school. I was probably 14, 15 maybe. I played through Season 1 last year, or maybe 2 years ago. I think it was last year, 2023. So I want to play through Season 2, and it should be fun. We'll see how it goes, though. And then the last one is A Short Hike. I've heard lots of good things about A Short Hike. It's just one of those 1-hour quick experience. Just play the game and enjoy it. I think you're a little bird guy, and you just explore world, and it's nice. It's like drinking a nice cold glass of your favorite beverage. So that's that. That being said, like I already mentioned, just because I said the games on this list, that doesn't mean I'm gonna beat them. I'm gonna play them, and I'm gonna try it out and see if I enjoy it. If I enjoy the games, I'm probably gonna beat them. Of this list, though, I really think the only one I would give up on is probably Starfield. I have this thing where if I start something, I really try my best to finish it because I don't know if it gets better or if I'm missing out on something. It's a stupid me thing. But I'm learning to drop things that I don't enjoy. So, but that's that. That is the list of games that I want to try and beat in 2024. I have a list of videos that I want to make in 2024 on the main channel as well. I'm not going to say that list just because I want it to be a fun surprise for anyone that does watch this video. I don't know if I'll get to all of those video topics, but we got about 12 or 13 videos that I'm actually really excited about. I'm really excited for 2024. I think this is going to be a great year. A great year for video games as far as like my backlog, I guess. I think 2023 blew it out of the park with new games released. But it's going to be a fun year for the RadKatz. I'm excited about all the videos I'm going to be making. I'm excited about all the games I'm going to be playing. I'm just excited about a lot of things. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know what games you are going to be playing in 2024. And if there's other games that I should add to my list. And I think I want to try start doing live streaming again in 2024. We'll see how that goes because I think some of these games would be fun to live stream. But we'll see. Who knows? Anyway, yeah, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what games that you're going to play in 2024 from your backlog. Let me know what games I should add to it, or at least add to my backlog that I could get to eventually. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, keep it rad.